Welcome back. Welcome back to Spicy. This is part 3 of our 7-2 lesson on the power rule, also known as the multiply rule. So if you haven't watched videos 1 and 2, please go back because you're going to miss the important foundational knowledge that leads to this spiciness, okay? So let's look at this first one. I have some coefficients, aka the word for the front number. So we have 2, we have 4, and we have 2. Cool. Next thing I'm going to do is like bases. I have A, and I have A. A3, A3, and A4. Got it. Oh, and look at this little stinker winker. Oh, we got a B in there. We got a whole nother variable. B, -2. So we have our front numbers together. We put our A's together, and we put our B. He had no partners to simplify with, so he's last. So now we're going to look at each piece and do what we're supposed to do. So first thing we do is we always multiply our coefficients. So we have 2 times 4 is 8, 8 times 2 is 16. We have like bases here. Notice I didn't include B. He's not an A. A for apple. That's a banana. These are apples. They're very different fruits. They're separate. So I have like bases. A for apples. Let's see how many apples I had. If I had 3 apples and I got 3 more apples and then it was handed 4 apples, you're going to have a lot of apples, that's for sure. So that's 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. You have 10 apples. Now B had no one to hang out with, so we're just going to bring B down. That's a great looking answer, but I won't accept it on the test, and neither would any other teacher, nor an SAT, nor a state test, or anything like that. Why? Because the rule is your final answer can never have a 0 exponent. That part's great. And your final answer cannot have a negative exponent. That guy, holy macaroni. So we have a roommate situation in this situation. Bloop, bloop. 16 has a power of 1. He wants to remain in the upstairs apartment. A10, happy camper. And B -2, he would like to move. And the only place he can move is to the downstairs apartment. And when you move him, aka take the reciprocal, he becomes a happy 2. So let's check out this final answer. Do we have any 0 exponents? Nope. Do we have any negative exponents? Nope. Have we simplified everything completely? Heck yeah. Final answer. Nice. Ooh, let's check out that little beast over there. So first thing I do is I give everybody a coefficient and a power if they're missing it. The only thing I saw missing was that 1. So I have 3 times 1. And now I'm going to put the x's. X -3, x -1. Oh, and then we got some y's in there. Cool. So I just put like things together. That was my goal. Put like things together. Cool. So I multiply my coefficients, and then I add my exponents or powers when I have like bases. X and X are like bases. They're both X boxes. So what's -3? Go back 1 on the number line. Ah, that's -4. Now let's look at our Y guys. Like bases, add our powers. -1 and 3 more negatives is also -4. What a beautiful answer, but it's not the one that's going to give you points on the test. Why? It's not complete. Remember, we can't have 0 exponents and we can't have negative exponents in our final answer. So we have an apartment building situation here, and we have some roommates who want to move. So 3, X, and Y all live in the upstairs apartment. 2 of them have a negative exponent, which implies that they would like to move, aka we're going to take the reciprocal. 3 has a positive exponent of 1, so he stays. X4 and Y4 move downstairs. That, my friends, is your final answer. And you can tell because there's no 0 powers and there's no negative exponents. So my thing that I think you should do at this point is stop this video and try the last 6 on your own. You're like, I don't wanna, but do it anyways. There's a whole lot of I don't wanna, but I do it anyways. You gotta TRY, baby. You gotta try it on your own. So please pause this video, because when I come back, I'm gonna do the last 6 quickly, okay? So pause the video, give them a whirl, and then come back and check out how you did, okay? All right, so you're pausing the video, right? I see you. Okay, pause the video. All right. Okay, welcome back. Did you pause the video? Did you try these 6? Oh, you're waiting for me to do it for you? Please don't do that. Pause the video, try them yourself. If you don't try, how do you know? If you're just assuming you don't know it, whoa, that's a horrible assumption. Let's assume you can do it because you can try. You might not feel comfortable, but there's a whole lot of new stuff that when you try, it feels a little uncomfortable, but that's okay. That's where the learning takes place. Okay, so give it a try. Let me go over the answers. So we have 1 times 4 times 2. I grabbed all the coefficients. Now U and V, if you have dyslexia, if you have dysgraphia, if you struggle with attentional issues like ADD or ADHD, you're going to have to be careful on this UV one because our brains might see them as very similar. So make sure that the U is very round and the V is very straight with a poke, okay, a pointer. So with a husband and a son who are both dyslexic, this would be a tough problem for them because literally their brain is wired so beautifully and so differently that they don't see the difference. So if you struggle with those 2 challenges, just take your time, okay? Cool. So we have U, and U. And notice they put the U here in a different position. That was even just rude. Okay, we have U2, U2, and U2. Okay, now we have V, 4, and we have a single V, V1. Cool. Okay, so I put the numbers together, I put the U's together, and I put the V's together. So we're putting like things together so that we can utilize this power rule effectively. Okay, so we have 1 times 4 times 2, which is 8. We have lots of U's. Make U something you're going to relate to like an umbrella. 2 umbrellas, 2 umbrellas, 2 umbrellas, you got 6. Remember, when we have the same base, we add our exponents. When we have the same base, we add our exponents. So that's a U, curvy, with a 6, and that's a V with a point and 5. Cool beans, did you get it? Nice. M and N are also another challenging situation for those that struggle with attentional issues and those that struggle with dyslexia. So please take your time on this one. So first of all, I don't see a numerical coefficient in the front. So I'm going to throw a 1 in the front. And then I'm going to put my M's together. And then I'm going to put my N's together. Let me make that more visual. Perfecto. Okay. So 1 times 1, 1. Miss Miller, I don't want to put the 1. You don't have to. I'm just being precise. That's all. Like bases, let's add. Like bases, let's add. We know that can't be our final answer because we're not allowed to have negatives as our final answer. Negative exponents, that is. So the 1 will stay, M3 and N3 will be on the bottom. Miss Miller, can I put the N first and then the M? Sure, you're welcome to do that. I always tend to put everything in alphabetical order for no particular reason. Actually, there is a reason. It's easier to grade. Okay. So now down here, we're getting even into more high-dig stuff. So now we're dealing with 3 variables. Okay. So let's see how you guys did. 3 times 4, 3 times 4. I have a single Y, and I have a Z. Cool. 3 times 4 is 12. Y, Z negative 3. Now, this answer is not quite complete. We do have an apartment complex where 12 wants to stay. He has a positive exponent of 1. Y wants to stay. He also has a positive exponent of 1. And Z would like to move. Final answer. Ms. Miller, if I don't write it that way, is it wrong? Yes, this is the way it needs to look. Coefficients should always be in the front. Variables should be behind it. And anything that flips should be under the vinculum, aka fancy word for fraction bar line. Cool beans. Let's keep going. We have 3 times 2. Those are my like. I have X and X. That would be an X1 and an X2. I got some Y's. I'm going to use a different little symbol there. We got y0 and we have y4. And I have a single set of z there. Cool beans. Wow, that one looks fun and spicy. So we have 6 like bases we're going to add. Like bases we're going to add. That's the only guy I got. Then that is your final answer. Why? We don't have any 0 exponents and we don't have any negative exponents. Cool beans. We got 2 left. I'm going to, talking too much. I'm going to scooch this up and see how you guys did on the last 2. After I do these last 2, you should be absolutely ready for the homework. And the homework is also posted on Canvas and was also given as a hard copy in class. Last 2, let's do it. Are those a little too up? Let me scooch it down just a wee tad. Okay, cool beans. So let's look at our coefficients. We have 4 times 1. Cool. I only see a single x guy. I see a single set of y guy. And then we got the z guys. So I put front numbers together, x's together, y's together, and z's together. So I just organize it nicely. Didn't do anything else other than organize. So we have 4, x2, y2, can't do anything with that. And then I have like bases, so we're going to add. And 4 added to a -1, or 4 minus 1 is 3. Now, is that an acceptable final answer? You ask yourself. Do you see any 0 exponents? Do you see any negative exponents? If you answered yes to either one of those questions, you have more to do, my friend. 4, he has a positive exponent of 1, so he's good. x2, he's a happy camper. Ooh, he wants to move. He wants to stay. Remember, when you have a negative exponent, you're a mover and a shaker, man. You want to take the reciprocal and move locations. And if you haven't watched the 7-1 videos, you would not understand that. So please go and watch the 7-1 videos. And last question. Bloop, bloop. Let's put our coefficients together. We're going to put our x's together. We're going to put our y's together. And we're going to put our z's together. Cool. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I have the same 6 ingredients. 1 times 1. I know you don't necessarily have to do it. I get it. No like terms for that Yahoo. No like terms for that guy. And then we got some like terms here. 0 plus 2, like bases, we add, we got 2. Is that a cool, acceptable final answer? Absolutely not. It literally has everything that we can't have. We have a 0 exponent in there and we have a negative exponent in there. So we got to tackle this beast. Okay, so let's check it out. I'm going to go up to each individual roommate because there's 1, 2, 3, 4 people that live in that upstairs apartment and just ask them if they want to stay or they want to go. Cool beans. That 1, happy 1, he stays. That x to the -1, out of here. That y to the 0, what is y to the 0? What is any base to the power of 0? 1, cool. And z squared. Okay, that looks funky, I'm going to be honest. So 1 times 1 is just 1, z squared, all over x to the 1. Now, if you're not super visual like me, your answer will probably just look like that. That's cool. I love it. Go for the gold. No teacher's going to care next year if you're a visual learner like me and you show all the goodies or if you show none of that. It's all about style, it's all about preference, and it's all about the way our beautiful brains are wired. And we're all wired beautifully and spectacularly and yet differently. And we have to honor the way our brains are wired, okay? You did a great job today. Congratulations. Have a great day. I'll talk to you later. Bye.